What's up guys, Stark here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Coliseum stage that just got released on Global, which is going to be the Coliseum Drake stage. Now Drake was released along with Killer, and both of them are very good units. So go ahead and get them if you can. The pre-stages for at least the Drake Coliseum are really easy, so you shouldn't have any problems beating them, but Drake himself is a little bit tricky. There's a bunch of teams I would have liked to have used, but maybe the cooldowns weren't low enough for them. So I have to really try and figure out a good team to use for this. And I finally came up with the Ace team here. So it's not really your standard Ace team, but it's pretty usual for Ace teams. The only difference here is going to be your Chopper, and you need a poison remover for stage 4 with Gladius. I mean, you don't really need a poison remover, but it certainly makes it easier. I'm going to mess around with different combinations of teams to see, if you really need it and what you could potentially do differently. But for this video, at least, I'm going to go ahead and use the Chopper here. And it's a pretty safe team, honestly. There's not too much to worry about. As long as your Kuma and your Zephyr are maxed, you should be fine. And even then, they don't really need to be maxed, but they need to be low enough. You do have a ton of HP, and since you are using that poison remover, you don't have to worry too much about, your HP, so you can take hits and stall like I'm going to be doing right here. Now, I'm not doing this because I need to stall, I'm just doing this because I'm not getting good matching orbs, and we don't really have enough damage output to kill these guys, but either way, it's going to help us stall for time. If you can, go ahead and get your matching orbs on your green units for Gladius, because that will always make things a lot easier. But Gladius is pretty safe with Ace, at least. I was messing around with Fujitora teams and Jinbei teams, but my Caesar's not maxed, and you kind of need Caesar for Fujitora teams, or at least from what I've seen so far, you need to use Caesar. And at 23 turns, that's just way too high. And my Fujitora is not maxed. You don't really need Fujitora for it, but it certainly helps. It makes things a lot easier. And then Jinbei is a pretty good team too, but my Sabo is not maxed, and it just didn't work out. So I'm trying to find a consistent team, like a safe team, and Ace seems to be my best bet right now. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and use. I will try and get videos out for the Fujitora and the Sabo team, or the Jinbei team. It's not very consistent for me because of my cooldowns, but like I said, if you have those guys maxed, they will be much more consistent for you. So I will try and get those out at some point, and then obviously I'll work on, the Killer Coliseum stages whenever I can get to that. I'll try and get it out as early as possible. I did kind of forget these guys were coming, so I'm a little behind schedule on my videos, but I will make sure to definitely get them all out as fast as I possibly can. But we are almost done with our stalling process, so we're going to go ahead and try and get at least a couple green orbs. It's not really important, but it's always nice. Alright, so we have 2 green orbs, which is really awesome. So let's see if we can hang on to both of those. We should be fine with that. Yeah, okay, we're good. And our specials are ready to go. Oh, we got a good orb there on Ace as well. So Gladius is going to poison us and hit us for a preemptive attack. Now the poison is actually pretty strong if you don't have a high HP captain, so you do want to do something to get rid of it, or heal or something, because when you kill Drake on stage 5, he's gonna deal 10,000 damage, roughly around 10,000 damage to you, and with all that poison and attacks from Gladius, it could potentially ruin your run right there. So if you can get rid of the poison, go ahead and do that, and then you don't have to worry about it. And we're just gonna go ahead and attack Gladius here on the first turn without worrying about too much. And then he's going to attack us. He doesn't do that much damage. And then he's going to swap all of our orbs into bomb orbs. Now sometimes you can get, I've seen you get bother orbs from this, and that can potentially screw you over if you're using Fujitora teams or something, or Jinbei teams, not Fujitora teams, if you're using a Jinbei team. But for us it doesn't matter, because we're just going to use Kuma, give us a matching set of orbs, and then pop one of your Ace specials, And then just go ahead and attack Gladius, and you'll have no issues killing him. And our HP is pretty close to, you know, getting under that range, so you definitely don't want to take any attacks with Drake, but we really don't need to. So just go ahead and pop your second AC there. You still have plenty of HP for this. Go ahead and use your Zephyr and your Frankie. I was kind of experimenting with this where I tried to do it so that I didn't get Drake under 50% HP, and then he'll put up a defense buff. But what I've kind of noticed is if you just burst him the whole way, you can still kill him even with his defense buff, as long as you're, you know, pretty good at hitting your attacks. So it's not really a huge deal. The defense buff is pretty large, but you should be able to kill it as long as you hit the perfects. And even if you don't, you will have that extra turn to kill him if you need him, that little bit of extra burst. But you definitely want to make sure you kill him in 2 turns. You could potentially attack him normally and then go ahead and burst, but then you risk, you run the risk of losing your orbs. So, you know, I just prefer to do it this way. And it works out pretty consistently, so there you go, guys. That's the Coliseum Drake stage. He is definitely worth farming. He's very good. You can use him in young Whitebeard teams. So, you know, if you're interested in doing that, you know, Drake's definitely something to go for. And, you know, if you guys liked the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.